So let's discuss the elephant in the room. The fact that social media has created sad people who post happy pictures. Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of the Chilled Podcast. In today's episode, we will be exploring the realities behind the picture perfect facade. And in this age of social media, we are bombarded with images of smiling faces, exotic vacations, and seemingly perfect lives. But is this really an accurate representation of our generation's true emotions? In this episode, I want to discuss it because I feel like we are all trying to live our best lives. But are we pretending to live our best lives, or are we really living our best lives? And what are we really doing it for? Are we trying to get some sort of validation from people who we hardly even know? I feel like at times we post pictures on social media because we want people to think that everything is all sunshine and roses. And we want people to believe that our lives are better than they are. But why do we do this? Why do we care so much about the opinions of other people? Why can't we be honest about where we are at in life and simply embrace it? Well, from my point of view, I am not someone who likes to share my stuff or struggles with everyone. I kind of curate my social media how I want it for brand purposes. It is obviously who I am, but obviously I'm not someone that likes to show everything, just like everyone else. And I like to share a small glimpse, obviously, at certain things that I've been through because I hope it helps someone in that moment. But I'm not really someone in general who loves to unload all of my shit on other people. It's just not who I am. And I prefer dealing with my own stuff on my own or asking advice from people that love me. But has this whole like ideal of social media and, posting, has it kind of created a fake facade where we try and create a picture perfect life for other people to see? And we only end up losing that authenticity of showing our true journey. So, if you think about what social media really is, it's kind of meant to be a platform where we are able to share what we want with people and also connect with people all around the world. Or it can be used to promote a brand and business, but it's almost become something super unhealthy and it's keeping people stuck in life. And that is something I'm super fascinated about. I feel like it's also how you look at it at the same time. Like if you are choosing to produce content and not consume content, then it can be positive. But I also see how it affects so many people these days in such a negative way. Platforms like Instagram and Facebook can be a double edged sword. On the one hand, they allow us to stay connected and share our lives. On the other, they can create an unrealistic standard of happiness, leaving us feeling inadequate. Have you ever scrolled through your feed and felt like everyone else has it all together? Well, you're not alone. That constant exposure to someone else's seemingly perfect life can lead to a cycle of social comparison and self doubt. And our generation often feels an immense pressure to be happy, successful, and productive. But what happens when we fall short of these expectations? It can lead to a sense of failure and anxiety. And in recent years, there's been a positive shift towards discussing mental health much more openly. While this is incredibly important, it can also contribute to the perception that our generation is collectively struggling. And I think that it's important to be aware of mental health as an ongoing issue that we collectively struggle with and can help each other through. However, I feel like there comes a point where we need to also be honest with ourselves and be aware enough to say, hey, this isn't serving me well in life. It's making me feel like shit. So, what am I going to do to make sure that I feel my best mentally? I mean, yes, our parents didn't have the pressures that we have today, or they weren't exposed to social media like we are. But it also comes to a point where we need to also take responsibility for how we feel and how we want to live our lives. And it may be an unpopular opinion, but in the end, we are responsible for our own happiness. And no one is forcing us to be on social media. If it becomes something negative in our lives, we have become a generation where people are lazy. No one wants to work hard for what they want. Everyone wants everything now. No one is willing to take pride in what they are doing. No one is willing to go the extra mile. Everyone complains about working a Monday to Friday. And the reality is that some people don't have the luxury to just do what they want in the moment. People have bills to pay, food to buy, and reality to live in. And it's important to have goals and aspirations, but complaining about what you don't have is not going to get you closer to achieving what you want. Having the right attitude and work ethic is what is going to get you further in life. And I've spoken about this before in a previous episode where I said that complaining is like one of my biggest pet peeves. We are all guilty of it. I'm guilty of it. But if you have people in your life who quickly bring you out of that negative headspace and kind of bring you back into reality, it's so important to be around those types of people, whether it's your parents, a good friend, anyone that is really positive in your life that can kind of snap you out of that negative mindset. It's so important. And I feel like so many people get into this bad habit of complaining, engaging in negative self-talk with themselves and other people. And what does it do? Nothing. It's something that is so counterproductive. It's not getting you anywhere, but it's keeping you stuck. And navigating uncertain times can be hard too. From a global pandemic to economic instability, we are facing unprecedented challenges. And these uncertainties can understandably lead to feelings of unease and sadness. However, when you get over yourself and understand that you can't control everything in life, and you look for solutions on how to navigate through certain challenges, you will be fine. Life is fucking hard at times, guys, but with the right mindset, you are capable of getting through anything. If you are going to feel sorry for yourself and blame other people constantly, then you will never be able to fully move forward and achieve greatness. What we see online is often just the tip of the iceberg. Behind those happy pictures, people might be dealing with personal struggles, anxiety, and depression that they're not sharing. And in this digital age, are we truly connecting one another? Or are we just skimming the surface? And some argue that despite the prevalence of social media, we're experiencing a deeper sense of loneliness. Our generation is witnessing a shift in cultural norms. The pursuit of individual success and instant gratification may leave some feeling a sense of emptiness despite outward abundance. And it's easy to feel doubtful and sad and like a total failure, but it's okay to not have it all figured out. It's also important to remember that not everything is as it seems on social media. You really don't know what someone is really struggling with. So try not to put yourself down because you are still grinding hard and you see someone post a picture of themselves in like Europe or somewhere or like on an island. Be mature and self-aware enough to be happy for someone else, but at the same time, not putting yourself down because you aren't living that type of life. That's why it's important to focus on understanding yourself so that you know what you truly want out of life. And if you also want to travel to Europe, well, then work towards it. It takes action. It takes setting small actionable goals. It takes discipline. And it means that you need to start believing in yourself, but also choosing to focus on your own life. We constantly fixate on what everyone else is doing, but we focus way less energy on ourselves and being the best version of who we are, and it holds us back. It makes us unhappy, and in the end, is it worth it? We are blessed with this beautiful thing called life, so how are we going to show up for ourselves today? Are we going to express gratitude for it? Are we going to make ourselves truly happy? It's important to remember that the sad generation with happy pictures is such a complex phenomenon, but behind each picture lies a unique story, and it's okay to not have it all figured out. If you resonated with today's episode, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and also share your thoughts with us on social media. Until next time, remember that it's okay to not be okay. and you are strong enough to achieve the goals you want to achieve. So get out of bed, get out of your seat, and do the things. Own your life. Sit with the warriors because the conversation is different. Thank you guys so much for listening. New episodes every Wednesday. I love hanging out with you. And I just hope that this episode served as something empowering and also as a reminder that you are capable and you are worthy of achieving anything in your life. I love you. That's all she wrote. And ciao.